be ye perfect as I am perfect. But then we as a people, we got things so twisted. We go around and we're beginning to quote things that we heard that are not scriptural. None is perfect but the Father. Find it. Find it in the Bible. Bring it and show it to me. It ain't in there. I did an 8-page thesis. Just like the songwriter, I searched all over. Couldn't find nobody. Told that professor that it was in there. And he said, go find it and bring it back to me. So I'm telling you what I know. Not what I heard, because I stood that man down. You don't know what you're talking about. It is in there. I searched all over. Couldn't find it. And I wanted to find it. Lord knows I wanted to find it. Boy, I didn't want to look bad in that classroom. I wanted to go back and say, you're wrong. Here it is. You need to sit down. Let me teach. But I was wrong. It's not in there. Not in there. We've been saying it for years upon years upon years. And if anybody knows where it's at, tell me. And I'll gladly stand right back up in here and take back what I just said. But it ain't in there. It ain't in there. But listen, the Bible does say, be ye perfect as I am perfect. And I don't know why it is. Since I've been here, I got to keep explaining this perfect thing. But I'm going to do it again. Be ye perfect as I am perfect. That means whenever Christ can look at you and see a bit of him, you're perfect.
Amen.
Because you're now born again and you're born of the Spirit and the Spirit is not susceptible to sin, then he then views us as perfect. But now you got to know that there's also another side
Amen.
of you.
That's right.
Which is the carnal side, the fleshly side. This is the side of you that wants to operate in the flesh. The flesh is susceptible to sin.
That's right.
The flesh is not perfect because the flesh was born in sin.
All right now.
Shaped and molded into iniquity.
Amen.
The flesh is comfortable around sin because it's what the flesh knows. It makes the flesh feel good.
All right.
Oh, I lost y'all.
No, you in there, Ram. You in there.
So Peter responds to the call of his flesh. He takes out his sword and he pulls it from the sheath and he slices off the ear of the servant of the high priest. Which brings me to my second point. God will intercede in the midst of our error. Listen, I need you to watch this. I'm going to slow it down. Watch this, watch this. Peter cuts off the ear of the high priest. And listen, we always talk about that God is a gentleman. He won't force his way into a situation. But we've got to invite him in, and that's true to a sense. But there's also a second aspect to that. There's times in life to where God literally will force his will upon us. Well, what you talking about, preacher? Whenever his will must fulfill purpose. When we look in the book of Isaiah, we find out that it was prophesied that the Messiah would come. It was also prophesied that the Messiah would die a horrible death hung on a tree. Amen? It was also prophesied that one of the 12 disciples would betray him. But nowhere was it prophesied that another disciple would die before the Messiah, the atoner of my sin. Now, if God had never interjected into Peter's situation, then it would have thrown the will and the order of God off. And how many know that God Jesus right now, what he does is, he said, oh, Peter, you're getting ahead of yourself. Slow your roll, Peter. He picked something in. Oh, he didn't mean it. He know what he was doing. He didn't mean it. I'm the one that's got to die. Because the law was, if you assaulted the property of anyone, more or less the high priest. Notice that it says high priest. This man was somebody. And there go Peter messing with his servant. Somebody look at his neighbor and say, don't shoot the messenger.
Shoot the messenger.
This man really didn't have nothing to do with it. He was just doing what he told in the wrong place at the wrong time. And there go Peter. Anybody in the church ever been in the wrong place at the wrong time? Really didn't have nothing to do with the situation. But because you were there, maybe the aggression was displaced. I ain't have nothing to do with it. Sometimes I get some phone calls and boy, they just going off and I say, whoa, slow your roll. I ain't know nothing about it. Well, I can't get no help in here. I know I